Hello, Libra. Welcome to your September reading. And happy birthday to the September Libras. I'm excited to read for you. So, the first thing that I heard from Spirit was Librans are known for their glamour, their sophistication, kind of their, manners and ability to at least appear to always be in equilibrium, right? And Spirit was saying, please don't let like a beautiful mask get in the way of your gorgeous, authentic self. It's like beautiful mask, but gorgeous, incredible, layered light beams that is you, Libra. So I feel like your feelings and sharing your feelings with other people make you more beautiful this month. So maybe there's something going on in your life that you feel like ooh, that's ugly, or that's embarrassing, or that's not, not polite to share. But Spirit is actually saying the more that you are transparent, the more that your light shines through. Very beautiful thing for them to say. Okay, translucent Libra. Let's get into the story of your month. Now that we have that channeled message in our back pocket, keep that with you. When in doubt, share your feelings. It makes you more beautiful. You also walk through the world as a beautiful model for other people to be able to be authentic and deep feeling. And when somebody asks you, how are you doing? And you were, having a really hard day yesterday and you went through something, you're allowed to say, you know what, I'm struggling a little bit today, so I could really use a kind word, or if you got 5 minutes to chat, or if I could take today off, or whatever, share it. Don't hold it in, in an attempt to be like, this is how I behave mannerly, this is how I be a beautiful, elegant, always on my, P's and Q's and with my scales perfectly set Libra, right? You're allowed to be messy, and sometimes feeling is messy. Spirit's like, Libra, we're air signs. It's one thing to intellectualize our feelings, but that's like a danger, right? Is like, oh yeah, I'm definitely feeling my feelings. I feel this because I went through this, and of course that led to a sense of behaving like that. That's not the same as like, oh, it hurts right here in the center of my chest. I'm just grieving this, or I just missed that, or whatever. And feeling is more primal. You know what I mean? Okay, let's get into the story of your month. Spirit, please help us get the lay of the land for Libra people. You see the whole board, and you see all the players. You see where Libra stands and what shows up to meet them, and we would love, Spirit, your high and loving perspective for people who carry the archetype of Libra. For Libra sun, Libra moon, Libra rising, and dominant people, Spirit, what do they need to know this month for their highest good? We'd love to understand their trajectory, any influences from the recent past that pertain to the present and the unfolding future that help us better navigate what is showing up. Spirit, we would love your guidance, your perspective for Libra. Perfect. Libra, Libra sun, Libra moon, Libra rising. What's showing up in September? And how do you want Libra to meet it? Not immediately pulling the Libra card. Literally, Two of Swords is ruled by Libra. Well, Spirit said, don't hold things in, don't hold it to yourself, and, show who you really are, share with other people. And now I can see why. So sitting in the past, or, the recent past, it could be where you are as you start this reading. Two of Swords, a little bit frozen. Spirit never ceases to amaze me because they said, you might be like intellectualizing your emotions. And that's a lot of the times the way that the Two of Swords shows up for me. If you've ever seen the classic Rider-Waite version with the woman in the blindfold and her two swords, she's got her back to the sea. She's not taking the cups, the water, the tide into account, right? It's like, oh, it's all in here. I just got to analyze it and categorize it well enough, and then I'll know what to do. And Spirit is like, that's not the way this month. That's not the way at this moment. There's more action and integration to be done. And I feel like if you stay in your head, by that I mean you feel like, oh, I don't need to ask for that or do that because I can already predict it's not going to go my way. Or I can already predict how that person's going to behave, so I'm not even going to ask. I'll just keep it to myself. It's better that they not know that I'm in need or that I'm vulnerable or that that I'm having a realization I could use some support, whatever. I feel like please share it with the people who really see you and support you. I'm just going to jump down to your guidance. And Spirit had a bonus card for you, so thankfully we get a little clarity on that guidance. In the guidance position, the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords, one of the ways that Spirit is showing this to me is a very classical meaning, which is winning at quote-unquote all costs, which is not a win. You know, if you've ever heard of a Pyrrhic victory, Libra, this is a Pyrrhic victory. Country A goes to war with country B. Country A wins the war, but loses 75% of their soldiers in the process. Do you think when, people come home it's going to be parades, or do you think there's going to be great mourning and grief? You know what I'm saying? So victory at all costs is not a victory. And I will line that up right with the Ten of Wands that is sitting in the present moment of like going overboard, burning out, like pushing yourself to a state of exhaustion. It's really interesting. You got the Two of Swords and then the Ten of Wands and then the Four of Pentacles sitting in the future. What these three cards kind of have in common is feeling stuck. Feeling stuck. Feeling overwhelmed, feeling like there's not enough, or even, alternatively, like I can't take anymore. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like I can't put one more thing on my plate. I can't. Or I can't pay one more dollar out. I can't. Like there's not, I'm stuck. There's that kind of feeling. And that feeling of being stuck can lead us to a Five of Swords place of kind of like every person for themselves. Every man for themselves, every woman for themselves, every they, them, ladies and gentle thems, for themselves. And it can encourage us to contract and, to understandably want to hold on to our resources or our truth or our expression or whatever more tightly. But I love this rendition of the Four of Pentacles. Rapunzel is, trapped in that tower. It's comfortable. She's fine there, right? Like she's got comfortable dwellings and she can't get out, but she gets everything that she needs, but she wants out. You want out. You want out of this stuck place, this overwhelmed place, I have so many things to do and so many things to think about that I can't seem to make headway on any of them. And Spirit is like, we would love for you to stop trying to find ways to get around letting people help you, letting people support you, letting people see you. And that speaks to what they said at the beginning of like, hey, your vulnerability makes you gorgeous. It takes you beyond beautiful and makes you gorgeous. So if you are feeling overwhelmed, Ten of Wands, and you need assistance, it is best that you ask for that and not just, take it. Or this is what Spirit is showing me. Alternatively, use the fact that you're overburdened, Ten of Wands, to do a Five of Swords. Whether it's like, I'm going to screw over this person or this organization because they're screwing me over. Not a typical Libra response, but we all have our moments. No blame, no shame, no judgment. We don't do that here. If you are feeling like every man, every person, every Libra for themselves, the likelihood that you do something that steps outside of like what you really value and who you want to be and how you want to be in the world gets higher. You know what I mean? People don't steal, generally speaking, for fun. Generally speaking, people steal because they need, whether it's the thing itself or the money that the thing will get them, right? People who have everything that they need are not running around doing crime because they're enjoying their life and they don't want to screw it up and end up in prison. It's not worth it. So if you're stealing something, if you're Five of Swords going against like your principles or what appears to be the natural order. It could be because you feel trapped in a corner. I'm cornered. I'm overwhelmed. I'll be like a trapped animal. I'll do what I have to do, even if it hurts somebody that I care about or something that I care about. You know what I'm saying, Libra? I feel like there's another way. Again, Three of Coins clarifies the Five of Swords. Actually, there are already people aligned with what you want to have in your life. The kind of resources, the kind of protective structures, the kind of foundation that you really want to have. Three of Pentacles says get out of that Four of Pentacles tower where you're all alone in your own head and collaborate. Get some new perspectives. And for some people, this can look like go to people in your life that you think of as wise and patient and helpful, or maybe experts in the field that you're trying to get your thing going or need support in. Or you can also go to resources like self-help books is one of the things that Spirit is showing me is like, okay, maybe I can't or don't want to employ a therapist, but I could read this book about like working with my inner child or like growing up with narcissistic parents or whatever and help myself via this other person's perspective. Okay. But more than anything, Libra, I really want to emphasize like actual tangible help, people that you can talk to, perspectives that can be directly offered to you about your situation or your potential, the thing that you are creating. I feel like going it alone, you will get burnt out. So it's like whether I feel stuck and overwhelmed or whether I burn out, either way, that's not where we want things to go. There's a ton of potential. There's a ton of potential here. Three of Pentacles, and we also have, beautifully, love to see it, in the likely outcome, the Magician. You figuring out that, oh wait, I am in total control of this. I can remix these things. I don't have to stick to one way of doing it, one formula, being kind of rigid with it. I can mix things around. This is my thing, so I can change it up how I want to. And I feel like that gives you a lot of freedom and that really opens things up a lot. So have an open mind. And again, bring in the contributors, the perspectives that can help you be like, oh, I never thought of remixing it like that. What if I just move this thing that I'm doing to this day? Or what if I just switch up the way that I'm doing it in this way? And that allows me to get a lot more out of it. These are the kinds of things that I'm hearing. And that's why other people's perspectives can really be invaluable, because it's like, you might be too close to the case. Have you ever heard that? In the cop shows, it's like you've been working at this case for so long that you have no perspective. It's like you're zoomed all the way in and like, how am I supposed to see past this, right? When this is like right up in my face. So friends, supporters, collaborators could be very helpful in even just helping you still do it on your own, because the Magician is looking out for number one and is doing their own thing. So even if it's not, oh, now I'm going to work with a team, even if it is just, I'm bringing you in, I'm getting your perspective or your support or your input, and that will allow me to now take this on in a new, lighter way. You don't need 10 wands. The Magician only has the one, and he's got the infinite possibilities from that one wand because it is not overwhelming him, because he can change it up any way he wants to at any time. You know what I mean? His hands are not so full, he's not so overwhelmed. Room for ideas. Room for remixes, room for new beats. You know, that's what Spirit is saying, like truly remixing something like, oh, I hear this in there. Oh, let me do it like that. Oh, yeah. Like that's the joy in the art or the magic or the practice itself. Spirit's like, remember that? Don't forget that and don't leave that out. It's an essential ingredient. Speaking of essential ingredients, we just said that the Magician has all four elements on the table, right? Ace, Pentacle, Wand, Sword. Here's your Ace of Cups. In the energy around and available to you. So important for you to know. Four of Pentacles, even if you might feel stuck up in your tower. Ace of Cups, love, forgiveness, opening, the kind of emotional new beginning that can alter the landscape of your life. So getting someone's approval or understanding or support or apology, all these different kind of Ace of Cups things. It's like this broke a dam down and now new things are possible and new things are receiving the water that they haven't received. Places, you know, Two of Swords, 10 of Wands, that might be very dry are finally getting some of the beautiful cooling water that they need and that will support the growth of these pentacles. So again, allowing other people to see you, maybe even, breaking down a little bit in front of other people. Maybe you burst into tears in front of somebody and you didn't want to, but it's what allows them actually to see that, like, hey, you're having a little bit of a hard time, huh? Like, what can I do for you? Hey, I'm going to wipe my whole day. What can we do? Let's sit down. Let's talk about this. Let's figure this out. What's going on? I really feel that. So if you need, I want, please, like, don't hesitate to ask whoever it is that shows up in your mind. For like, this is who I'd love to ask. This is whose opinion or perspective that I would love to get. Sitting in the key position, judgment. You could have a revelation. You could change the way that you run your whole life based on what you figure out this month about, like, I don't need to do it all on my own, and I don't need to burn myself out or trap myself in order to be successful or be perceived in a certain way. Being perceived in a certain way isn't worth to me not enjoying the fullness of all of my talents and curiosities and like everything that I want in life. It's a little messier when you feel your feelings and you share your feelings and you share your needs with other people. Life does get messier, but life gets better. It gets more colorful. Spirit is showing me, like, yeah, it gets messier than the blank canvas, right? When you put paint on it, it's messier than a blank canvas, but it's more beautiful. It's more alive, right? I feel like you could wake up from kind of a slumber. You know what I mean? Spirit is also not talking about Sleeping Beauty, somebody else who was trapped in a tower and has an awakening. Let yourself be helped. And if somebody is not offering, go ask for the help that you need. And be willing even to maybe invest in the help that you need, right? So if you need a therapist, if you need a coach, if you need whatever, be willing to ask for that and put even like your money, your resources there. Because again, that person could help you. Magician, like, oh my God, I have a whole new, and judgment plus magician. It's like, oh wait, I completely know what I'm going to, boom. Just like this is how I want to do it. And this is how it's going to go. And I can't believe that I wasn't able to see that, but I wasn't. And you helped me go, oh, boom. Boom shakalaka. That's just what they're saying. How does that hit you, Libra? Is it bringing anything up for you? Very curious to know if you ever have questions or want to tell me stories or things that show up for you during the reading. I always love to hear about them. I'm a Libra myself, so I'm extra curious with my Libra people. Please take the time, if you would, Libra, to like this video if you liked it, dislike if you didn't, subscribe if you vibe, and if you would like to hang out more, I go live every single Sunday at 11 a.m. Central. Would love to see you there. Say hey in the chat so I can say hey back. Thanks for being with me, Libra. I hope this reading brings you blessings. Until next time, bye.